Again. Bakit hindi naka-live?
Broadcast
Ay!
is live.
It's
Nakaselect.
live! Oh my gosh! Hello, everyone. It's Lano. We're back to Mompreneur Md, and happy Mompreneur Monday to everyone. And for all of you who are watching right now, please type in the comment section from where you are watching and, of course, your name. Oh, I would love to reach out. Ayan, may tumatawag. Ayan, yun yung mga ng live natin. But, it's Monday, and of course, because it's Monday, I wanna bring in the energy that you need to go through this week. And this morning, I actually read this quote, no, as I was reading through my news feed, and I kind of liked it. I actually shared it in my page. You go check it out. It's from Dr. Didoy. Ayan. So if you're familiar with him, actually shared his post, and it was about, if you're having a hard time thinking about how do you go through this week, just think about taking that one step and then taking another step, and as you go along, you will be surprised that you're actually finished. And we will be finishing this week, very fulfilled, and of course, feeling of, we have achieved something. So it's kind of like, making excuses. For example, you have this very big goal for the week, and then you're telling yourself now, oh my gosh, this is actually so big, I cannot do it, I'll be so busy this week because there's so many projects going on, I have my kids to take care of, and so on and so on. And there's so many excuses that you can think of. But it's kind of like that, what I gave you as a quote just a while ago, like taking it one step at a time, like one step at a time and one step at a time, and then you'll be surprised that you're actually finished. And then today I'm going to be sharing with you more on that, because I have two very special guests for today. Ayan. Sobrang ng afternoon na to, because like I said, the whole month of May will be about Mom Power series, Mom Power stories talaga siya. And it's all about rising above adversity. And one of the most common adversity na naiisip ko for bilang moms and mompreneur is the excuses we make for ourselves. No, that it's actually a hindrance na hindi natin ma-achieve kung ano yung gusto natin, or the goals that we have for our business, for our work, for even for our families, or even for our health. There's so many excuses. And these two mompreneurs will help us. No, they will share with us their own personal experience, their success stories as well, na how they were able to overcome that. So just chill lang kayo. Kaya sabi ko, wag kayong kabahan. Sabi ko nga sa na wag silang kabahan, because this really is all about, these are just a gathering of moms talking about how to empower each other and how to help each other. Ganun lang naman, 'di ba? Ayan, so magbabasa lang ako ng Hi, Doc Jet. Hello, Mami Koy. Ayun. Hello, Mami Koy. So, and also, like I said, this is live naman. So you can, as we go along, you can comment, and then you can ask also questions. And no, we will be glad to answer them. Ha, diba? Yan. So I would want to welcome our very first guests. Okay? Ding, 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 ding. Oh, meron akong papakita. Ayan. Yan. She's Mommy Macy Sarongon. She's a mompreneur and a mom of two. The mom of two boys, pareho kami. Right? And she's also a personal development mentor of Extreme 111, and she's also the Ruby director of Isan Health Sciences. And I personally invited her to be here kasi I've seen her na, alam mo yung, mahaba na yung duration. I think, duration tuloy. I think she's with the business, or she's been a mompreneur for 6 years or 7 years, I guess. And that long, that would mean, along the way, ang daming excuses siguro, because sobrang haba na, di ba? And you would think about na sobrang na siya. I mean, how was she able to maintain the momentum? How was she able to endure the long process of entrepreneuring, being na Ruby director na siya, and she's also a personal development mentor. And I want to welcome, hello, Mommy Macy. Ayan.
Hello. Good afternoon you, Doc Jet. And to all
Ayan.
the viewers, good afternoon, everyone. Yan.
Ayan. And also, eto naman, another mompreneur that we have right at for today's session is I'm very empowered sa kanya and very inspired. Kasi she's a dean. 'Di ba? She's very accomplished already. Ang mga anak niya very graduate na ng college and everything. And you could just realize na how paano niya 'yon na ano mo yun na endure that kind of life na mompreneur pa siya. She's also a dean. She's managing the household. She's in everything. And kaya ako sobrang inspired. She's also a doctor. Ayan. She's a doctor and a Tita Doc. O yan, tatawag natin si Tita Doc. She's Dr. Benelim Batiduan. She's the Dean Graduate School and Emerald Director of USANA Health Sciences. Hello, Tita!
Hello, everyone, and everyone who's virtually with us. Good afternoon. Huh? I'm so happy to be here.
Ayun. Hello. So excited for this session. Yan. And so, I want to start off, no, kasi some of the viewers here, they might be, they're new here. And mom ko yan. Hello, Matthew.
Wow, I'm so inspired.
Grabe, ayan. So, like I said, no, let's start the ball rolling na kasi some of the viewers here, this is the first time that they actually, na nakilala ko na kayo, Mommy Macy and Tita Doc. Though, we want to know your story first. Of course, let's start with Mommy Macy. Like, why did you become a mompreneur and what got you started in the entrepreneurial journey? I'm sure hindi yun yung plans mo at the very start na you would want to be a mompreneur, right? Now, how did it start and why did you start?
Ayan. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that wonderful question, Doc Chet. So, for me naman, mompreneuring or being an entrepreneur is really not in my plans. So, I'm a graduate of political science and psychology from UP Visayas, and I also graduated from BS Nursing there in Manila. So, wala talaga actually sa plan ko yung pag-business. So, but then I had plans to work in the government. I had plans to become a lawyer and a nurse and so many, but not entrepreneurship. But basically, well, life is life, and I have been employed for 9 years as a community organizer, as a public information officer. I also worked as a nurse, and at the same time, I became an online tutor for Koreans. So, in my 9 years of working, there was something missing. And actually, I was really praying for an opportunity na hawak ko yung oras ko and also I can get hold of my finances. And dito ko lang nalaman actually, I was invited by my cousin-in-law who happens to be a nurse. So she invited me in this business, what we call USANA, right? In USANA, she invited me here. And I was at first skeptic. But then, I said na there's no harm in trying. And then, in short, nung nandito na ako, I really wanted to check out what this is all about and how it can help me. And true enough, ito pala yung naging prayer. Ito pala yung answered prayer sa akin. So, I'm doing this. I'm doing mompreneuring. I'm doing entrepreneurship so that I can enjoy, well, of course, time and then the finances. And of course, to become, kumbaga, you can be a hands-on mom, but of course, you can still earn big. Pero syempre, nagagawa mo both. So that's why I'm in this mompreneur thing. So that's it po. Yan.
Sorry. Nawala ako. Ayan! Ayan. So, basically talaga, no, it's really about, para siyang calling. No, para siyang calling na, no, you'd be, like your circumstance, no, Mommy Macy, na, no, you didn't plan it naman talaga at first, but it happened, and due to circumstances, ang galing, no. Most of the mompreneurs ay ganyan. And that's what I actually had this conversation with another mom, and we've had this na, moms kasi they have a lot to sacrifice. No, they because the dads, they don't have this parang they don't have this dilemma na whether I should choose ganito and motherhood. They don't have that. But the moms kasi have that. And, di ba? So, yun
We
yung
do,
mga,
yes.
oh, yun
The
yung superpower.
responsibility.
Yung superpower natin, siguro to decide, no, ano talaga yung calling natin and how to balance that. Yan, how about for
Yes.
Tita Doc? Tita Doc, why did you become a mompreneur naman? You were already a dean. And my gosh, that's already a very big accomplishment already. No? And I don't know if you already gave that up, but, and
I
you
did.
know, you did. Oh my gosh. Di
I
ba?
did.
How Tito Doc gave that up, and then now full-time mompreneuring na. Amazing.
Yes.
Why did you decide on that, Tita?
Yes. Since I'm just so happy, thank you so much, Doc Jet, for, of course, putting me into this episode. And I am just so glad, of course, to also share my bit of story to everyone. Yes, I have actually resigned. I gave up 28 years of secured job, employment, to become a mompreneur. Did I think about it? Was it part of my plan? Well, like Maisie, it was never part of the plan. Kasi at the start, business was never my cup of tea. I never like it because if I did, I would have ended up with a course in business management, di ba? Pero I really love teaching. Yung passion ko is dun sa pagtuturo eh. I would like to create an impact, see the concretely how I impact in the lives of people. And I see teaching from the very start to be the best way to do that. How was I directed into this? Well, it was all about, as it started with just full support for my son, who's actually here. Parang he's watching. He started his business, his Yusana business, and then he introduced it to us. And where we're coming from, we just wanted to support him because we know that when he decided to actually get into it, he really had his full thought on it, na hindi yun hastily done, knowing him to be really level-headed and one who really thinks well, napaka-logical ng batang ito. So I know na hindi siya, you won't get into something na hindi niya pinag-isipan. So when he started it, and he said that it was something that he wanted to do, we supported him. So when we started, it was not about the business. It was not about the business. I was still full-time and I really love teaching. So when we started the business, I was full-time as dean of the graduate school. In part of my career, I was really fulfilled. I was doing well and I really love to do it. But you don't really get to see the difference and you don't see options until it's right there before you. Parang ganun, di ba? So I never had any chance of actually seeing different windows of opportunity because I thought all the while that being in the academy was everything that I wanted. So when it came and I started to actually get myself involved, learn about it, and got into it, I realized that there's an aspect of this entrepreneurship that also promotes my passion for teaching.
Wow.
And my passion for making a difference in the life of people. And
Amen.
so after 4 years of doing the business, I gave up my secured job. So I gave up the academy in 2019. So and people were telling me, are you in your right mind to actually give it up? Parang ganun. Sabi ko, why not give up? Diba? Kasi you just don't know what it will give me. I was looking for something that can strike a balance between what I would want to do and not sacrificing your source of income at the same time and being a full-time mom ka nga, no? Kasi nga napaka-driven ko sa career ko na, I was a hands-on mom, but I was missing on a lot of things in terms of my kids' growth and their milestones. So, parang ang laki nung tawag dito yung the things that I was sacrificing. Yes, I was giving so much. The very thing that I would love to do, which is having time for my kids, was the very thing that I was stripped of. also.
Oh, yeah. Sabi na
Yes,
eh, no? The moms talaga, it's either or. I don't know.
yes,
Even you
that's
have
really,
you have to give up something talaga. A little bit of this, a little more of this. I don't
mm,
know. No, no, praise the moms who can do equally both. I
right,
don't
right,
know,
right.
but
And yes,
kailangan, di ba, tita?
yes, and if you see the, if you get to realize what your priorities are and you get to find the opportunity, talagang you will make a decision. Na no
Yeah.
second thoughts, 'di ba?
Yeah,
Ganon.
dang, so I'm so proud. I'm proud kaya sabi ko nga, I'm very empowered with tita. And I didn't even know na ano pala noon, tita already gave that up. I thought na ginawa talagang ano tita. But no, for someone na who's already in that na level of achievement and able to give that up, you can really realize na, you can think na no, family really is the priority to not to tita, and not just to tita, perhaps also siguro most of us mga nanay. Talagang with
Mm.
a bat of an eye, we will choose our kids, our
Yes.
families. Yan, di ba? It which
Yes.
brings to my to my how I wanna comment sa mga ano dito, beautiful mentor Maisie and Press Benelin. Yan, hello Doc Jet, hello Janice from Rojas City with love. Love. Ayan. So,
Hello.
if you have also no you I want to also hear your stories. So if you have your stories now, why did you become a mompreneur, or why do you want to start to be one? Why do you want to start pala? No, why do you want to be a mompreneur? You can write there in the comment section, and of course we will be reading those comments later on. Yan. So let's get back to the main kaya the episode kasi is all about stop making excuses, how to stop making excuses. So let's talk about excuses. For sure, you have already, sa mga nanonood ngayon, you have already at some point in your life, alam mo yung, kunwari, ganito, meron kang dapat tapusin. Pero sabihin mo, ay, mamaya na yon kasi pagod ako. Matutulog muna ako. Ay, mamaya na kasi ganyan. We have a lot of excuses. And to tell, for all, lahat ng successful people in the world, they are those who have learned, how to control their excuses. Diba? And I want to ask the moms here, sila Mommy Macy and Tita Doc, na what are the usual excuses that you had to overcome yourself? I'm sure meron din kayo, Tita Doc and Mommy Macy, right? Yan, but what are those usual excuses? So siguro let's start with Tita Doc and then Mommy Macy. Ayan.
Yes, true, Doc. You've always have that, parang you've always left you're always put in a situation when you have to make a choice, and whatever choice you will make, that will leave you with making the other decision an excuse. Parang hahanap ka ng excuse why you can't do that, diba? When I was still working and when I was with the academ, I would always say that I was busy, that I had a lot of things to do, parang ganon. And so sometimes I make it a point not to do things that I would love to do kasi nga busy ako. Ngayon naman that I have given it up, parang nagiging excuse na I have all the time in the world to actually, chill out. Parang I can take my time. And so minsan nagiging excuse na rin siya. But then and again, I would always check myself and, force myself, discipline myself to be on my toes always. And make it a point that I make each and every day a productive one. Kasi kapag hindi na tayo naging productive, kapag, we stop doing something that's value adding, then we do not live our purpose, di ba? And if that becomes a habit, mahirap nang lumabas doon. Kaya we really, ang dami kasing mga,
Yeah.
parang, sometimes, just even waking up in the morning, kasi sanay
Mm.
kang, di ba, like, in our case, for example, in my case, I need to be physically active kasi we're not getting young. So sometimes, when you wake up, parang I just would want to stay in
Yeah.
bed for a longer time kasi I deserve
Yeah.
this. Parang may mga ganong
Yeah.
moment pa. So it's always a battle of doing the right thing and the thing that you must do, or doing the thing that you would rather do because you parang it gives you the comfort. But not all the things that are comfortable are the right thing.
Yeah, so
Ah,
yun, no, 'di ba? Not all things are comfortable are the right thing. And oftentimes,
yes,
sila yung nagpapahinder sa'yo to achieve.
yes.
Tama. Tito Doc, I
Uh,
I wanna ask, some more about what you shared na how do you prevent that? Kasi sobrang, like for example, like you said, Tita, na it's actually really a struggle, to, for example, to get up to exercise. So for example, to exercise. And it's so easy to just like, okay, tomorrow na muna or no, next week na muna, no? Kasi okay na ako, nag-exercise naman ako kahapon, ganyan. How do you, what are the things that you do? Meron ka bang ilalagay na saying or quote sa, sa, sa wall mo? Like, what are the particular things na you do to overcome those kind of mga excuses that you make for yourself?
I know. I do not usually. I'm not fond of actually putting some posts and reminders for myself. It's more of an inner motivation. So yung motivation ko kasi is looking at how people live now.
Mhm.
Parang, you hear stories about close friends, right?
Yeah,
Yung mga close
yeah,
friends, people,
yeah.
family members, who
Mm,
right away would actually they would pass away kasi
mhm,
nga hindi na healthy yung lifestyle, yung mga
yeah,
ganon. And so these are some of the aspects that actually push me from within. So
mhm,
kailangan kasi talaga siya sa sarili manggaling from within
mhm.
eh.
Yeah,
No amount of motivation from outside will actually make you wake up and stand up off your bed and do something na kailangan mong gawin. So for me, yung aking drive is, our kids they're still young. I would still want to see how they become really successful and fulfilled with their own respective lives. And
oh,
just that keeps
yeah.
me moving all the time. It moves me to
Mhm.
actually take care of myself, be healthy, ganon, kasi you can never turn back the clock eh. And
Yes,
if itong mga bagay na to, we have control, we can actually prevent it to happen. So why not prevent them? No?
correct.
Kasi baka we come to a point na we would regret na
Yeah,
eto na nangyari, wala ka nang magagawa. So yung push ko is more of ganun pa rin. It's all about the people you love. Are they important? So what
wow.
is it for them?
Yeah,
So it's all about them. I think it's all about them still.
wow.
The
Yeah, I
mom,
love that.
sabi mo nga 'di ba? It's the mother in us.
The
Iba
mother in
talaga
us
yung bride
talaga.
ng mother.
Yeah, the mother in us talaga. And no, I love that. What Tita Doc na want siguro, that's actually yung, yeah, the love, the pain and the pleasure, 'di ba sabi nga ni Tony Robbins na we are either motivated to do, no, either that's pain driven or pleasure driven, and either that. And I think that's what, no, Tita Benz na Tita Doc, na hindi niya kailangan ng, alam mo, yung mga quotation, although I do that just to remind
Yes.
myself.
Yes,
I do that just to
depende
remind
kasi sa
myself.
tao. Oo,
Oo.
yes, depende kasi
I'm a very
sa
visual
personality.
person. For Tita Doc, hindi kailangan. No, it's really internal. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
what you said na there's no amount of motivation talaga. If you have to be, it has to come from within. I love that. Yay! And sure. How about for Mommy Maisie? Like, what are the usual excuses that you had to overcome for yourself?
Okay, so for me naman, no, when it comes to excuses, siguro I'll share yung nagsa-start ako sa business na to. No, when nagsa-start tayo sa business, for example, I also started as a part-timer. So usual na isa-sacrifice mo talaga before was sleep and time with your family. So
Tama.
sometimes pwede mong sabihin na wag mo na lang gawin dahil nga because of your family, because of kailangan mo matulog and so on. But then that's why I believe in what we call the trade-off. There are actually trade-offs that we do. We have to really sacrifice something
Mm-hmm.
to achieve something. Like
Mm-hmm.
to we have to sacrifice something big for something bigger. Ganyan.
Bigger.
So, naman that we value our family, but sometimes we really can't have it all, right? But I know naman na if I do that, especially when I was just starting as a part-timer, that the things that I sacrifice, for example, time with my family, I can sacrifice that for now because I can have because or para I can have more time in the future. Because I worked it out talaga yung business na to, yung isa na because gusto kong mag-resign. So that's why I was really driven to sacrifice muna so that I can have more time to be a full-time mom.
Wow.
Ganyan. So I think it's all about being willing to trade
Mhm.
for trading or
Trade
like
it
trade.
off.
Yeah. And siguro yung pangalawa ko when I'm in Yosana na, no, the when I was like aiming for Ruby directorship or a higher rank, parang kasi my son was 2 years old, I was breastfeeding, I had no yaya, and I had no helper. Parang ano nang gagawin ko, 'di ba?
Gawin ko.
Parang I can't really give much more, wala na akong oras, parang hindi ka na nga makasuklay, ganun ba? Yan.
Togging na lang.
Precisely.
Oo. So, it was really an excuse that I have been telling myself, but I did not realize that it was an excuse at first. But then, parang siguro tagal ko nang sa rank ko, and then I happened to hear this podcast by Tony Robbins na if you really want to achieve something, you have to stop selling to yourself why
Negative.
you do it. You stop selling that thought to yourself. So yun, parang sabi ko nga, no, oo nga, I'm selling to myself, I can't do this because of my son. But actually, I have to really remind myself, I'm going to do this for my son. Parang baliktad, di ba? Sometimes we use it as an excuse, pero siya naman talaga yung reason.
Reason.
Sabi ko
Yes.
nga, like for example, in hitting that goal rank, goal income, sabi ko, I'm not going to allow myself or anybody to say na hindi ako nag-rank advance dahil sa kay Nico. That's my second son, second born. Yan, hindi ako nag-rank advance dahil sa kanya. So, dapat yung sabihin ng tao, nag-rank advance ako dahil sa
Para
kanya.
sa kanya.
Basically, I did this for my second son.
Nice. I love that.
Wow.
No, like I am doing this not because of them, but I'm doing this for them. I love that. And I love
Yes.
the trade-off thought. I love the trade-off thought kasi a lot of us moms talaga na we have to really do trade-offs at some point in our, in our business, in our hustle, or in our work. No, and I really think, and that's okay. Na that's okay. Kasi like I said, no, tayo yung mga moms na wala kasing walang either na, it's either or. Wala yung and. No, kailangan, it's more of this and less of this. Parang ganyan. So, kailangan talagang merong balance. And yan yun yung superpower ng mga moms to delineate, to prioritize. Alit dun. Okay? So, gusto ko yung thought na yun. I'm gonna tweet. I'm gonna type it later. Like, think about, stop making your excuses. Stop making your excuses as a hindrance to whatever it is you're goaling. Kasi you're doing this for them and not because of them. Tama? Tama ko, no? Oh, yun. Galing, eh. I love. Mentor. Oh, yan. This is from Freya May Manalo Estores. Mentor Macy, love you always. Mga fans. Yan. So, ito naman, I want to bring out these 3 common excuses that mompreneurs usually, tell themselves. And this goes out siguro sa mga starting mompreneurs. So, for example, these are the top 3 common excuses. I don't want to start a business because I don't have a capital or I don't have enough money to start one. And can you comment on that? Like how should they how should they shift their line of like thinking, or how should they overcome that excuse naman? Like, for Tita Doc?
So, yes, many actually would be saying that they will jump into the idea of starting a business, of becoming a mompreneur, because financially they're not okay, no? Or they are not capable of starting such. Pero let's come to think of it, pag meron naman tayong mga bagay na gusto na, hanapan din natin ng paraan, di ba?
Mm.
Pero because if we really would want something, if it's finances that becoming our problem, then we have to find a way to solve that. And
Correct.
starting a business will actually give us a solution. But of course, we have to take the risk at the start. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng mag-start ng business na wala kang initial cost doon. But what we can think about is look for opportunities na hindi siya mataas yung risk. Yung alam mo, yung you can manage it from where you are coming from in terms of your finances, your financial capability at the moment. Just look at that and then find out ano bang pwede kong ma-manage.
Yes.
And well, we can always find a way. Alam ko we can always find a way pag gusto
Yeah.
natin. So hanapin natin ng solusyon yung problema natin sa finances. Wag yung
Correct.
kasi kapag hindi if what we're doing now has not really solved that issue, then ibig sabihin hindi doon to masusolve for a longer time if we don't change something that we're doing now. So the
Amen.
change has to start, di ba?
Yes. Like, what's it, diba, tita? Like, what's the difference between doing it now and doing it next
Doing it
year?
later. Oo,
It's
tama.
going to be the
Oo.
same. You still have to overcome the same naman, the same obstacle, the same
Yes,
issues. Yeah.
precisely. And sabi nga, di ba, Doc Jet, you can never change your beginning, but you can change your ending. Kasi yun yung importante eh. Saan ka ba papatungo? Where will you be at in a few years?
So sa mga moms na, you're starting, we've all been there. I really believe na Tita Doc, although na may na sila, no, when they started the business, but we've all been there. Tita Doc, si Mommy Maisie, and also me. We started now, we didn't have any capital, but then,
That much.
Wala akong pera.
oo, wala talaga. Then, Tita Doc, no, I love that what Tita Doc mentioned na you start from where you are. Like, you have to understand the risk now, no. Siguro naman, for example, you currently have, for example, 10,000 in your, to spare. And then, of course, you would want, like, meron kang a Jollibee, for example. You want Jollibee. No, of course, you can't, hindi pa talaga kaya. And then, siguro, start small. I posted siguro 2 weeks ago and I was getting so much na response. I was actually overwhelmed sa response. I posted na, it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be big. You just have to
Correct.
start. Alam mo, you just start somewhere and grow from
Start
there.
somewhere.
Diba?
Yeah.
Correct.
Start somewhere.
Precisely.
Ayaw matao. Yan. So, for ito kasi I wanna ask this for Mommy Macy kasi she started kasi part-time. She started na meron siyang work, meron siyang kids pa to take care of, and mga bata pa talaga, yung mga alagain pa talaga. And then, starting a business pa. And I'm sure this came up, pumasok to sa isip mo, Mommy Macy, na, I'm so busy. Hindi ko kayang mag-business. I'm so busy. Yan. So, a lot of this would probably be one of the, like I said, mga top 3. Nasa top 3 siya sa mga excuses na moms have na I cannot do business because I'm so busy. I have kids to take care of. I have work. I have tons to do at home. Like, how should they overcome that naman, Mommy Macy? What's your advice?
For me, when I started with this business, never ko talaga naisip yan na wala akong time kahit part-time ako. Because I think the first thing is you have to know why you're doing this and why are you going to spend time with this. Kasi it's all about the value of this. Diba? Because you give time to things you value. So
Yeah.
for me, I really value the business because it can give me more time with my family. So that's why never kong naisip na busy ako. I'm not busy for my priorities. Diba?
Definitely.
For me, there's no such thing as busy. All of us are really busy, especially right now, diba? Everything is online. Everything is distracting us. But it's up to us to, like, how are we going to spend our time? So it's all about priorities. So you prioritize and parang nasabi ko lang hanggang kailan ba ako walang time. So if I don't give time to this, I'll never have time freedom.
Yes.
Correct.
That's why I did it. Yeah. That's why I did it fast then. Kasi I don't want it. I don't want the business anymore na juggling. So, yan. That's it.
Yan. Di ba, parang ano din na, ito naman yung point of, ang nakuha ko doon talaga na, you have the why has to be very strong for you to overcome any excuse. And I think this applies to all kinds of excuses. Example, I don't have time. I don't know, ano ba? I don't have time. I don't have money. Ano pa bang the excuses that we tell ourselves? The why has to be really strong to make you
Right.
get up every day and do it. No, I think yun yung ano ni Mommy Macy talaga. No, she didn't feel na I'm so busy kasi gusto niya. She knows why she's doing it. Yeah, that's another point. Ayan. Ito kay Tita Doc naman. Last na to, Tita Doc, for the top three. So top three. A lot of the moms then, they actually do message me na, how do you start? No, I don't know. I don't know how to sell. I don't know anything about marketing. I don't come from a business background. Wala naman yatang business background sa ating tatlo. Pero
Yes, precisely.
yun, like, what's your advice for, ano naman, sa mga,
Yeah.
kind of, the tita?
Yes, I love that. Kasi di ba, from the start, I said, I was never into marketing. Selling and marketing was never my cup of tea. And it even not until now. I just develop it. Parang I've learned to love it. But you don't really have to be into it sa start. You don't have to be into it. Sabi nga, di ba, you cannot wait for the time that you're ready kasi no time naman. There will never be that time na ready ka to do something na hindi mo alam at hindi mo linya.
Mhm.
But when opportunity comes, yung opportunity kasi, andyan lang yan. But if you make it as an excuse not to do it, well, it will never be lost. Someone who will actually be, stronger enough to grab it right away will take it. And you feel na nawalan ka ng opportunity. Pero napunta yon sa mga taong mas, alam mo, mas nakafocus siya, mas alam nila na they have to grab this, they have to take this now because it's here. So it's all about yung that's dapat yun yung thinking natin. Everything begins with a mindset diba?
Yeah.
Nasa isip lang natin yan. Oo, nasa atin lang yan. So train ourselves. We have to start thinking always positively towards it. Kasi whatever we feed our mind
Yeah.
is the same action that will come out of us.
Yes.
Oh,
What's in here, it's
yes,
a
yung in
reflection.
between. Oo.
Yan. And also, I know, like, ang thought naman na nakuha kay Tita Doc na, you don't know this anything, don't know a skill, you don't know, marketing is not, you don't know anything about marketing. Sabi nga ni Tita na wala siyang background. I think nga, like I said, wala sa amin tatlo. But particularly, sabi talaga ni Tita when she started na wala akong background and ayoko ng marketing, ayoko ng sales, sabi ni Tita. But Tita said there na, start. No, start. Hindi mo naman, you never be ready. And just start before you're ready. Yan, lagi yang tinitweet ni Marie Forleo. Plug in. Start before you're ready. Yan. Yan. And so, last na to, for, hindi pa pala last. Lagi akong last ng last. Hindi naman last. I don't wanna, kasi ang dami kong natutunan. And I really think na, I'm sure the moms out there na, you're watching. I'm not naman saying na mali yun. Trust me, we've been there. And I actually still do struggle, some of those thoughts. And it takes time. It takes time. It takes really a process. And this is my next question. Kasi when you talk about excuses, it's also like kind of parang synonymous siya on consistency. Yun, di ba?
Oo,
Lagi
tama.
sinasabi, consistency is key, consistency is key, just do it every day, just do it every day. Lagi natin naririnig yan. But then, you cannot help it. Being moms na bombarded ka with everything, with all the responsibilities that you have at home, you can prevent it. You cannot help yourself talaga na, you cannot stop yourself from making excuse na, okay, eto muna, ganito, ganyan. So, I want to ask like the Mommy Macy and Tita Doc here na, what are the things that you do in order to prevent that naman? Na kailangan talaga yung consistency, and in order for you to, how do you prevent that from happening na lagi kang may excuse? Okay, stop na naman, next week naman, ganyan. And eto kay Tita Doc and kay Mommy Macy naman. Mommy Macy muna.
Okay. Sige. For me naman, paano ko na-prevent yung making excuses and stay consistent? Well, sabi ko kasi, I resigned na and this is my full-time job. And every time that I feel like gusto kong mag-excuse, so iniisip ko, kung nagtatrabaho ba ako ngayon, for example, hindi ako papasok kasi tinatamad ako, hindi ako mag-business, I won't do this and that kasi tinatamad ako or may gagawin akong ganito. If I am in the setting of being an employee ba, I'm still an employee, excuse ba talaga ako? Kasi I remembered, like for example, kahit buntis ako sa firstborn ko, bit-bit ko yung laptop kong nabigat-bigat, tapos third floor pa kami, tapos umuulan, but still I go to work. So that's whatever it takes attitude kasi or else you will be fired. The same thing that I apply to myself as a full-timer here in the business. Yun lang yung lagi kong iniisip. Accepted ba to ng boss ko if I'm still employed? So right now kasi if you're doing business kasi wala kang boss, 'di ba? And that's the hardest kasi you can say an excuse and it's excuse kasi ikaw din yung boss. Pero yung masakit, medyo masakit ito, parang sabi sa akin, so that's what you're a lousy boss. Parang ganun. Sabi ko, so I can't be lousy because and the thing is, you have to realize how important this is. Kanino mo ba to ginagawa? Kasi if you think of it that way, you will push yourself. Eh. Like for example, I want to give a good future for my kids and for my family. Tatama rin ba ako? Because I'm doing that for that reason. So I think it's like going back to your why, like sinasabi kanina ni Doc Jet. Going back to your why always, every time na you feel like taking an excuse. So, but then again, it just takes naman then willpower. Although there are times na mahina tayo, but it takes willpower and just go back. Be kind to yourself because you're moms and we go through certain na mga paghihirap, that's okay. But at the same time, yourself as well.
Yes.
Yan.
Correct. Ang ganda nun. And siguro if you're here now and then you're a mompreneur, ang ganda ng mindset na yon na treat it as like you are an employee. Kung hindi ka gagalaw, hindi ka susweldohan ng business mo. Something like that, you know? No, kung ipa-fire ba ako ng boss ko, ikaw yung boss. Yourself mismo. I love that. Thank you for that, no? No, my Macy, I might share it to my team later. Sabi ko, gawin niyo to. Sasabihin ko sa kanila kasi that's a really nice thought na instead of like Mommy Macy said na ang hirap kasi pag mompreneur kasi you're the boss. So literal, you have the freedom. You can do anything you want, no? Tama yun. You can sleep, pwede ka manood ng Netflix. Wala namang, nobody's gonna reprimand you. But, think about yung sabi nga ni Mommy Macy na susweldohan ka ba ng sarili mo kung hindi ka gagalaw. Galing, yan. And for Tita Doc naman, how do you prevent that and stay consistent?
Yes, preventing, the thought of making an excuse always is really hard to do kasi it takes a lot of discipline, di ba? At alam natin na discipline has something to do with doing things that you should do even if you don't feel like doing it. So dito nanggagaling yung lahat. And for me, when I am tempted, kasi hindi nawawala talaga yan, di ba? You're always, life is all about good and bad, di ba? Yin yang eh. You will always have that dark force over the good forces that will influence the way you think and the way you do things each and every day. Hindi lang each and every day, each and every second talaga. Yes. So for me, what I do is naiisip ko minsan if I'm tempted to think about ganito muna, wag ko munang gawin to kasi I have all the right to feel this way. Pero I go back to the time when I was still in the academe and then I think about how hard how hard was the work that I did when I was in the academy, and ano ba talaga yung weight ng effort and ng production ko when I was there, and I was willing to do everything for just to come up with a good result, diba? And then why not do it for myself, ganon. So if I was doing it then in the academy, then I can do it also for my own benefit, diba? Kasi eto na nga, para na nga sa akin, like what Mentor Macy said, diba? So generally, I have two important points to keep me actually away from it, na hindi ako matitempt to actually entertain it. One is stay disciplined. Then second, fill yourself with people who are also productive. Work
Yes.
with a team. Yon, talagang connect with people na alam mo, eto din yung thinking, this is where they would want to bring you into. Hindi yung, alam mo, yung mag-i-influence yan negatively. Di ba? You're actually the average of the 5 persons you talk with and collaborate with, work with
Mhm.
most of the time. So pag gusto mong maging successful ka, and if you want to be a person who will always be on your toes and be working for something that's really worth it, then find the people who thinks the same way as well. And of
Yeah.
course, meron akong addition dyan. And when things are really worse and tough, do it kneeling down. Faith will always keep you up and will bring you there. No
Yeah.
matter how parang glim and dark the road may be, it will really lead you to where you should be. Yung positive
Amen.
na outcome, di ba? Na
Yeah.
objective. Yan lang.
Definitely. Amen, no? Amen on that, no? Lahat ng, no, what they said. What, no, what they said, no? Talagang, like, for example, why, again, your why has to be very strong enough to overcome any excuse. I love what Tita Doc said about discipline. No, it's really discipline kasi as you go along, ang hirap ng willpower every day. Alam mo yung, like, think of it like, this is a very good example. Tawang-tawa nga ako nito. Kailangan mo ba daw ng motivation maligo araw-araw? Kailangan mo ba daw ng willpower daw mag-toothbrush araw-araw? No, you don't. But you do it consistently nevertheless, no? Kasi it's already a routine for you. And I love routines. If you know me, I really love routines. I love yung system na doing it easy. Yung easy things na that you do every day. Yung step by step, one step at a time. I love that kasi it keeps you going kahit alam mo yung kahit excuse at tamad ako, hindi, meron akong kasi you're already meron na ang discipline na nandun na. So I love what the Tita Doc na mentioned about discipline. And I also love, again, Tita Doc mentioned as well, no, why pa rin. No, really the why. And meron si Tita na mention na it's about the choices. The choices that you make in a split second. For example, meron kang you're either you sleep or you watch Netflix or you connect with clients. The choices that you make every hour or every minute, it matters. No, it matters talaga yung mga so pick the right choices as you go along then. Yan. Meron dito, hi. Hello, tita. Ay, tita. Di pala. Hello, Jen. Hello, Doc Ina. And hello, Ate Tata. And yan, mga natin. And if you're watching right now, if you want to share something really, meron kang ginagawa na very effective. If you want to share, of course, do comment there kung ano yung the things that you do to stay consistent or the things that you do to prevent yourself from making excuses. And then again, parang give yourself grace. Forgive yourself if you don't naman do it talagang every day. Hindi naman siguro araw-araw sobrang motivated ka. Like I said, there's always two sides. No, there's always like the dark and then meron naman talagang ganun. And sabi nga ni Mama Macy na we're moms. No, allow yourself to be moms as well. Hindi naman lahat na, allow yourself to be moms. Dyan papasok ang prioritization, di ba? Dyan papasok ang prioritization. And of course, dyan papasok ang planning for your day. Yan, last na. So, Mommy Maisie and Tita Doc, what is your mom power advice to all the mompreneurs na who's watching right now, and of course na manonood pa sa live na to in the future? Tita Doc muna. Yan, Tita Doc.
Yes, for everyone watching, you have to find your own purpose, why you're here, why you're doing things, and live a purpose-driven life because that is what it all counts. Uh, so, kasi you will literally live a life that's so fulfilling, and you also create a good impact, and you change life one at a time if you start it by yourself.
Wow, purpose. And it's so purpose. Last week, sobrang nagilabutan ako kasi last week, ang dami kong, I was attending courses, sunod-sunod, they all talked about purpose. And no, Tita Doc again mentioned, no, you have to have that purpose, and that's very important. And ito naman, no, I read sa Bible naman, ang passage ko for today, again, no, na each of us meron we do have our purpose. And how do you find that? Kung naguguluhan ka talaga kung ano, listen to your, listen, pray, faith, kneel, and really pray, no, kung ano yung what's really for you, ano talaga ang purpose mo for, for dito sa mundo na to. Yan, ganda ng sinabi ni Tita Doc. Ayan, kaya sabi ko, kinikilabutan ako sa lahat, sunod-sunod, purpose of, Doc, ano daw, hanapin yung purpose ko. Yan, so ano naman, si Mommy Macy.
Ayan. So, for me naman, I prepared acronym, MAMA, di ba? MAMA. So, I'm just going to give you a tip on how to stop making excuses, di ba? Na parang magiging habit na siya. So, M, so manage your day with a system or routine. And always sinasabi din ni Doc Jet yan. And A, assign a workspace in your house. Para pag upo mo dyan, yan, business mode ka na. Alright? Mompreneur mode ka na. And another M, make it a habit. Kasi like toothbrush, paligo, so hindi naman kailangan i-motivate. Why? Because it already became a habit. So gawin mo lang habit yung kailangan mong gawin talaga in your business. And lastly, another A, mama, no? M-A-M-A. Last A is activate your why power. Because if you know your why, you can do anyhow. And lastly, ito na, we are stronger than our excuses. Especially if alam natin para sa ano talaga. Connected din sa purpose, sabi ni Tito Benz. That's it.
True. Ganda no? Iti-tweet natin yun mamaya. Ita-type ko yung mamaya sa mama. Mga tips ni Tita Doc and tips ni Mommy Maisy. Ayan. So, yeah, thank you so much. No, this has been such a fruitful session. This has been such a very insightful and very, I'm just empowered, and this is really just a blessing, to have these two amazing, empowered, and they're really top distributors talaga in the company, in the business that we're doing. They're really top distributors, and no wonder they are on the top. Kasi they all have this, they have this wisdom. They all have this na yung mga advices na binigay nila, no? So for all of us, and I would really like to thank, in behalf of the whole mompreneur tribe in the whole world. Thank you so much, Tita Doc and Mommy Maisy, for for accepting my invite and for sharing with us your wisdom and your experiences. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Doc.
Yes, yan. So uulitin. So, so message nyo ako if you want, again, Mommy Macy and Tita Doc, that to have na magi-guest natin ulit, in our future sessions. And you also, do also message me if, if there's a particular topic that you would want to discuss, just really, just reach out, okay? Ayan, so thank you so much. And everyone, thank you so much for watching. And for next Monday naman, it's going to be a brand new series because, of course, June na. You'd be surprised ang bilis ng panahon. It's like you get up one day and then, oh my gosh, December na. Oh, ganon. So, stop making, hindi naman, I don't want to say stop. Like, refrain from making excuses. You have that why power talaga, like what Mom Macy said. Have that why power, have that routine. Routines. Day-to-day planning, they might sound very boring, but it's really important, and yun ang nagpapagalaw talaga sa akin every day. And it will really declutter your mind having that particular routine, and that will give you the consistency and the daily to get to help you overcome whatever whatever excuses that you have for the day. Yan. So thank you so much for watching, and see you ulit next Monday. We'll have a new series, and abangan ang mga empowering mompreneur speakers, mompreneur share guests natin for the whole month of June. Right? Bye-bye. Pala, if this gave, if you learned something, if you learned, if this gave you value, do share this to your friends, do tag them, or you can share this to your pages. Okay, so again, happy Mompreneur Monday, everyone. And like always, chasing big dreams and our little kids. Bye-bye.